and doing this much for the district that I work for. Meanwhile, we're all watching the people at the top climb higher and higher and higher. That's that 5% guys. They've came up with a way to make it happen for themselves, and we're all just feeding their pockets every single day. So what exactly is the 45-year plan? Think about it. You don't have to raise your hand, but like, what kind of debt is in your pocket right now? Mortgages, student loans, car notes, paying for your children and their colleges, all that kind of jazz. Guys, financial security is a joke. It does not exist. Nobody has $600,000 laying around to create ongoing profit in their bank accounts. That is insane. With that being said, 6 out of every 10 people will end up living off of Social Security, generating about $1,200 a month. If you're not solid with the income you're creating today, how on earth could you drop down to that bracket? Not even to mention that by the time that we get to Social Security, is it even going to be there? So what we have to offer you guys is a 2 to 3 year plan. Imagine waking up and not having to worry, how am I going to fill my gas tank? How am I going to feed my kids? Where's the money for my next rent payment going to come from? Imagine expanding your horizons to now, instead of how, it's like, well, when, right? We have a vehicle that's going to allow you to do that and create an ongoing residual income. So we have the unfranchised. So guys, you can see here, we're like a franchise because we are systemized, we have top-notch products, but we are unlike a franchise in a lot of ways. There's no high overhead, there's no royalties, you're not stuck in one geographic location. So with that being said, which would you prefer? The 45-year plan, which literally has you running on a rat wheel for 40 years? Or the 2 to 3 year plan where you can work something on the side and end up fabulous and free? Let me hear it. Which one? I have a smart and beautiful crowd, guys. Congratulations to y'all. So guys, with that being said, how can you learn about this? How can you become your own entrepreneur? Oh, Vic, never mind. Thanks, Tom. The best way to learn and get your mind right is to head up with us to an event we have coming up on October 12th. On the 12th, we have this gentleman, Gary Rogers. He is coming right to our area to train us from 9 to 5 that day on how to build an ongoing income for ourselves. He has been running this business for quite a long time, and he generates anywhere from $18,000 to $25,000 every single 4 weeks. And guys, he is not some genius. He is just like us. When he saw this business, he owned a gym, and he was struggling to get by and feed his kids. Fast forward today, he's helped so many people, and he's coming here to do that exact same thing for us. So for 35, I don't know what else you could be doing that's not only going to keep money in your pocket, but help you to grow your mindset and your finances down the line. So hope to see y'all there. Thank you so much. Said, I had the pleasure of bringing up this young gentleman who hails from New Jersey. He runs this business with his wife and his son, and they're creating a legacy as a family. He currently works in real estate, but he found out he is also an entrepreneur right here in this room. Give it up for Tom Rafferty.
Get a quick drink, a little scratchy throat. Like Ashley said, my name's Tom. I am in business partner with my wife, and my son Patrick, who actually introduced us to the business, has his own BDC. Quick background. I come from traditional business. When I was a senior in college, I was lucky enough to start my own communications company. Built that for 8 to 10 years. There was a trend going up, a niche that needed to be filled. We saw it, we filled it, worked our butts off for 15, 16 hours a day, 7, 8 days a week. During that time, I was lucky enough to come across my North Star in my life, who's not here with us tonight, but her name is Lorraine. We're going on 29 years married, so if you would like to give her a round of applause. And like I said, our son Patrick, who started a business prior to us, did introduce us to Market America. Thank God that he did, because even though I ran my own businesses first being the communications company, then sports camps. I always had a secondary source of income, and I moved into real estate. I didn't quite have a secondary source of income at the moment, so we were looking for a secondary source, something that's going to help us with our retirement. Our plan right now, and it is working, is that all our investments for our retirement, our 401ks, our personal investments, we really don't want to touch them. We want them to continue to grow. We don't want to pull out of them as we retire. So what we put in place is this ever-growing asset called Market America, shop.com, and it's growing for us, and we can now see the light at the end of the tunnel, okay, that our retirement will be funded through Market America, because luckily we've been that successful over the past year and a half. So with all that said, I just want a quick shout out and a clap for my son, Pat, if you don't mind. Make sure the glasses are clear, and let's get right to it. Which way is, how's this work? That way? Okay, what are we? This is basically our mission statement. Okay, Shop Market America has put together a business plan and an asset for entrepreneurs to create an ongoing source of revenue for the rest of their life. And what that also includes is our customers worldwide, okay, are able to shop, get cash back in a very, very convenient shopping platform. Okay, we have a tremendous technology that supports that platform. Okay, and we're also powered by just the people like yourselves and myself in the room. We do a lot of one-to-one marketing. Word of mouth is the best way to grow. It's a little slower, but it's sustainable. Okay, and it's forever. The company's founded in 1992, just across the water here in West Deptford. And during that time, they also moved down to Greensboro, where they've established their North America corporate headquarters. We work in multiple countries, you can see them there. And one thing I'm personally very, very proud of is our business, our BBB rating. Better Business Bureau is a third party. They're kind of like the police of business, okay? If you have really significant complaints, this is where you go to complain about a company. We have an A+ rating since inception, which is unheard of. A+ rating. That equals 6 legitimate complaints for every 1 million users. Let that sink in. If you're here evaluating and you want to be with a quality company, let that sink in. 6 legitimate complaints for every 1 million users. Gives us the A+ rating. And we also won the Torch Award for Trust, Performance, and Integrity 2 times in 2013, and most recently last year, 2018. It's a reflection of how our corporate team treats our franchise owners, how they treat their employees in our headquarters. Okay, and it's also a reflection of how we treat our customers and how we treat each other, which is nothing but high integrity. So, where do we fit in? There's a lot of stuff that's changing in the economy. 4 of them are up here. Retail stores are closing. We all see that. Okay. As a result, or maybe it's the other way around. Okay, there's a rise in online sales, and that's that little niche that we're moving ourselves into. Okay, and we're powered by one-to-one marketing. Instead of it's just word of mouth. People are going that way. They're getting rid of spending millions and millions and millions of dollars and trying to get their name out. Okay, the best way is to talk to one person, then another, then another. Who here has seen a movie and kind of liked it? Okay, you talked to someone about it and then went and saw that movie. A lot of people, right? Did you get paid for that? No. Should you get paid for that? Yeah. Hell yeah. And that's what we do, okay? We share good news and we get paid for it in the long run. All right? And there's a rise in entrepreneurship. Okay, that's a reflection of 2018 was the highest number of 1099s filed with the IRS in history. And it's going to be interesting to see what that number is come April for 2019. So we're a product brokerage. That's one aspect of what we are. Ashley mentioned that we grow with partnerships with a franchise concept without all the burdens of it. Okay, but this is very important to understand this. Product brokerage. We're not a manufacturer. We don't have overhead. We don't have machinery. We're not trying to source products to make something. Okay, that's done by somebody else. We're not a wholesaler or a distributor. Both of which have to take ownership of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product, store it, and every month have a minimum quota that they have to meet. Brokerage. I sell real estate. I'm a broker. I don't own any houses that I sell, but I make money when someone else buys one from somebody else. Airbnb, they're a broker. They don't own homes. They get paid, though, for other people using other people's homes. Uber, they're a broker. They don't own cars. Maybe they do now. Lyft is the same way. They have a couple maybe. Okay? But these are things where they don't own anything, they're just providing a service. They're connecting person A to person B as a transactional movement, and you get paid on the end of it. That's extremely important to understand the term brokerage. Okay? We have access to multi-billion-dollar markets. We recognize the products that are being driven. We get into that, and well, you can see everything there. I kind of got off track there because I thought that's very important, understanding that. Where do we work? Health and nutrition, home and garden, health professionals, okay? Skincare, cosmetics, pet foods, or pets. The other thing too, coming soon. Coming soon, CBD was coming, we didn't have it. Hemp was coming, we didn't have it. We wanted it, okay? We made ourselves aware we want this, and guess what? We got it. Okay, cannabicool, cannabiquin, and thiamine all in there. So coming soon is the most important, most exciting part of our business. Every time there's one right there. I think I have one up here as well. So where do we fit in with the health and nutrition? Isotonics. Absolutely the best vitamin line on earth, period.
Yes.
Period. Delivery system, 95% gets absorbed. pH balance. I was taking another vitamin for years. Swore I would never change. Okay? Once I got into isotonics, blew it away. Blew it away. Also, weight management, TLS. It's a great weight management program. Okay, it's not a food diet where you're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. It's educational. You learn how to lose some weight, you learn how to maintain weight. If you want to gain weight, you can actually gain weight with the products as well. Okay, baby, I'm done with those, so anybody a little younger than me, pay attention to this line. It's a great line. And this product right here, if you have people that have eczema and skin, that's a great product, just to clear that all up. Just a little thing to let you know. Prime, that's for people who are getting a little bit up there in age. I don't take it because the isotonics is frickin' brilliant. Okay. Cosmetics, that's our motives line. Personal care, Fix and Royal Spa. Skin care, up here we have Lumiere de Vie for women and for men. We also have Skintelligence and another line. Okay. Fix is probably one of the best shampoos you're ever going to use. It's very at the spa level. Okay, just everyday family type of shampoos. That's your Royal Spa line. Keep going. Home cleaning, Snap. Okay, pet care. You see that dog looks a little bit more scared than the cat. AutoWorks. The auto stuff is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, viscosity for your oil. Use our product. You want better gas mileage? Use our product. My brother-in-law uses our AutoWorks, and he's a racer out in California. All right, he goes into parking lots and they race, and so he started using our product, and then he actually got eliminated 2 weekends in a row from his competition because he went too damn fast. That's how efficient his motor started running. I don't know how you go too fast in a race, but he went too fast. He has to stay within a certain time block to stay an amateur or something. And he called Lorraine and said, "You're killing me. I'm going too fast in the track." So that's how good the product works. All right, you got his car moving. Okay, Web Solutions. Quick story about Snap. You hear me talk about my family a lot, but that's my experience. So my wife Lorraine actually made her own laundry detergent for 10 years. Somewhere along the line, as I started getting older, my skin developed some kind of sensitivity to everything that's in all the laundry detergents. Okay? And she couldn't find anything, so she started making her own. It's very, very pure. What I found out is once we started business, she went behind my back and she tried the Snap product. And for about a month, or it turned out to be about a month, she came out, she was so happy, she was, "I don't have to make laundry detergent anymore." I was like, my clothes not going to be clean anymore. And she pulls it out. She was, "I've been using Snap." She was, "You haven't complained at all." And the clothes are still clean at the same time. Safe for nature, animal, people. Private brokers taken care of. We're also, third aspect of our business, we're an internet online marketing company. Okay, we are partnered with thousands of stores across the country, across the world actually, which you'll hear more about down the road. We also have our own exclusive products for our customers. There's no cost to register. You sign them up for free, name, email address, they're up and running, they're shopping, they're saving money, and they're getting cash back on top of that. Cashback, just real quick, it's my timer's flashing up here. Cashback, just think about this, okay? Think big. If you save the family $3 a day, doesn't seem like much, but on their normal shopping, $3 a day on average, 352 days a year. Is that how many days we have? Right, 352. That's about $1,026 in a year. Okay, that's a little bit of money, but think big. You put that money into an account for 10 years, that's $10,000 you save the family at $3 a day just by having them shop down. $10,000. Think about that. That deserves a clap. Some of the stores we're partnered with, you can see them: Home Depot, Staples, Wayfair, Groupon, Jet. But I'd like to point out here, I think there's one, our Shop Buddy. Okay, our Shop Buddy is one of those technologies we talked about earlier on. Shop Buddy is a tracking device, widget that goes on your laptop, and every time your customers start shopping, they don't have to go directly to shop.com now. They can go directly to Kohl's, directly to Home Depot, directly to Walmart, directly to Nike. And it just drops down and reminds you, hey, you're a shop.com customer, just click here. Okay, we're going to accumulate all the coupons for you. You don't have to do that. We're going to find the sales for you. You don't have to do that. And we're going to make sure that cash back is moved into your bank. Okay, that's a tremendous feature, and I'm really, really excited about that because that technology now is being replicated and copied. Adobe made that for us by the request of our corporate team. We were the first online shopping platform to have that kind of tracking. And if you're being copied, then you're doing something right. The shopping annuity, this is the philosophy that everything floats around. And we mentioned, you're already spending money, why not get paid for it? Okay? As a business owner, you're just going to spend the same amount of shopping anyway. You're going to gain points down the road, which you're going to hear about, IBV points. You get paid, you get a commission. Okay? Just as a customer, you're saving cash back, 2%, 5%, 6%, 8%, all the way up to 50%, depending on the store and the time of year. All right? Do you shop online? You use a credit card? Get a little cash back with that credit card? Sometimes make 2 to 4% sometimes. How about if I could show you a way to put 4% on top of that 4% and there you get 8% cash back? You want to listen to that? Okay. Right. Right. That's how we do it. We just stack money on top of money. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. $8 billion in sales, pushing $9 billion. Thousands of unfranchised owners making anywhere between $300 and $3,600 a week. Okay, we have 500 plus people who have made $1 million on commission only. Not retail sales, commission only. Okay, and about once a month, we have another person hitting that $1 million mark, hitting that $1 million mark, hitting that $1 million mark, hitting that $1 million mark. Here's the most important thing. 52% of the revenue after sales goes back in our pockets. I got a serious tone in my voice because this is serious. Okay, we're helping people save money. We're helping people become better people. We're helping people in their health and wellness. But we have a company that's willing to put $4.5 billion aside for us to go and grab. Someone said, oh, well, the Big A did that in a day. I don't care. They didn't put half of that into their employees' pockets. We do. We do. On the chart, you can't forget the chart. The chart goes up. That means money goes up. And it keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up. Even back in 2007, 2008, we had a little dip, that little recession. Okay, when you look at our chart, it's still going up. Because I tell you this, I was driving down the road the other day. There was, sorry ladies, there was a lady driving down. Her tires were bald as hell. Bald as hell. But you know what she's doing? She's putting on her lipstick. Okay? Even though we have recession, people still buy things. You still got to buy toilet paper. You're still going to buy your mascara. We're still going to buy vitamins. Okay? You still have to shop. You still have to live. Okay, and that's where we come in and we continue to help people out, we continue to grow, and we keep making some money. So that's my part. Little peek behind the scenes. Listen, if you're serious about making your life better, and moving forward, just imagine this. Let's everybody go ahead 3 years from today. And I'm going to ask you a question. Talk to me about all your accomplishments for the past 3 years. Your financial accomplishments, your relationship accomplishments, okay? Personal growth accomplishments. Put that vision in your head. What's the answer to that question 3 years from now? Is it better than today's answer for the past 3 years? Not that you're having bad 3 years, but if you have a really great 3 years for the past 3 years, why can't the next 3 years be better than those great 3 years? Okay? If you want to have a positive projection in your life, Gary Rogers is a place to be. October 12th is actually referred to it. I'm not. What's Tom? What do we? 35. Okay. All right. So it's $35. Right now, you got to switch on. You're a business person. You're part of the 5%, or you're an employee, 95%. $35. It cost me $35, or I'm going to invest $35. Top 5%, invest $35. And then it's going to multiply by 10 by the time you walk out that door on October 12th. Okay? All he's going to do is show us how he's been successful. He's going to share his stories. We're going to have notebooks with us. We're going to take 1 or 2 things away from him. Okay? We're going to be better business people. And if you're evaluating the business, hopefully you'll become a business owner after seeing him. Okay, next person that's coming up is somebody who is one of our top retailers. I mean, boom, like that. She was one of our top retailers, and now is one of our people who is actually building her business and growing at a very, very fast pace. She's from Marlboro, Marlboro, New Jersey. New Jersey has towns. We always keep saying we're from Jersey. It's a big-ass state. We live in towns. But she is growing at a rapid pace. I'm always happy to work with her. I'm always honored to work with her. I'm actually very humbled many times around her, working with her. But right now, I just want to bring up Miss Donna.
Hi everyone, can you hear me back there? Just making sure. Okay, how are we feeling tonight? Great! It's awesome. So I'm Donna, 28 years old, from Marlboro, New Jersey. Lived there my whole life, minus college in Delaware. Shout out to Delaware. I know you're in the room. So I have a background in marketing and advertising, operations management. Went to work in New York for the last 2 years of my life. When I was in New York working, that's when I saw this business from, Michael Aaron. He's not here tonight, but can we give him a round of applause? So when I saw this business and he showed it to me, I saw a way out. What I was doing every day was just going to work, coming home, eating something, sleeping, same thing every day, repeat, repeat, repeat. There was no time for me to enjoy my life. So when I saw this, I saw a way out. I saw a way to freedom. I saw a way to help other people. I saw a way to just, make something purposeful in my life. So I get to show you the way that we get to run our business, so how we get it started. So 5 steps to building a franchise business. I'm sure we can all count to 5 in here, right? The first step is apply for $129.95, annual renewal of $99.95. And we apply to everything in life, right? We apply for marriages, we apply for colleges, we apply for dumpsters even. Don't get me started on that. You literally apply to throw garbage in a bin. That's it. So I think we need to apply for a business, right? So what you get with that is website, shop.com and unfranchise.com. Shop.com, this is what it looks like. We have it themed for the time of the year, but it's a great interface, very usable. This is your back office. This is where everything you would pay a secretary to do, it does it for you. Number 2, we have tools, services, and report. So tools, when you get started, you get a box where everything that you need is in that box. You know, it tells you your getting started guide, it gives you all the best-selling products we have, it gives you everything that you really need. For services, we're partnered with one of the biggest UPS distribution centers in North Carolina. So that's awesome that we never have to get paper cuts or anything, you know, wrapping up OPC in our basement. Support. We get all the support in this entire room, but in addition to that, we get support from the corporate team. We get support from people all over the nation that run this business, which is really amazing when you think about it, that no matter where you are, people are willing to help you. 3, GMTSS training. That's our global management training seminar system. I'll get into that a little bit later. Just know that it is a mouthful, but it's a simple system. Tax benefits. You know, when you start this business, you get a 1099 in taxes. If you're not familiar with that, it just means that you get to save a lot more money than if you were just going into a job every day. 5, retail profit, 30 to 100% to even 1,000% with web centers. That is key because we don't have employees in this business, so that goes directly into our pockets. As Tom mentioned, you know, we don't have to worry about paying anyone else, just paying ourselves. 6, the management performance compensation plan that allows us to earn that $2,100 to $3,600 a week, which becomes a residual income, which pays you for the rest of your life. And that's all for step number 1. So that's awesome. Create BV and IBV. You know, you personal use your own brand. You know, if you went to Dunkin' Donuts, you wouldn't go to Starbucks and buy coffee. They would shun you, right? So what you do is you use your own stuff. So instead of using Tide, you would use Snap. And then when you share your story, like Tom did with other people, it's going to lead to retail, or like people like to say retell, because all you're doing is retelling your stories, and that's just leading to sales. So when we do step 3, you qualify for 200 BV. It's one time only, about $275. That's not really our rule. It's the company's rule and the government's rule to make us a legitimate business. We have to qualify with product. So if you went to a GMC, you know, you wouldn't go there and the shelves would be empty and they'd be like, oh yeah, come back in 5 days, you'll get your vitamins. You would look at them like they're crazy, right? So same thing we have to do is we have to have inventory on hand so that we can service our customers. Step 4 is to activate with 2 good business partners. I should say good business partners because these people are going to be alongside you in your journey. They're going to help you when you're down. They're going to pick you up. You know, they're going to celebrate the good times with you. So you're going to want to have 2 good people that you really want to run this business with. Step 5, learn, teach, manage, and support. For that, you'll learn the entire system. You'll teach it to the people that you partner with. And then you'll support those people, not just manage like a boss, because we don't need another boss, right? It's more so of supporting them, mentoring them, helping them with their goals. And so the GMTSS, Global Meeting Training Seminar System, like I was mentioning before, that's where we really get trained for this business, where we learn how to do the business the right way. So our event coming up at Gary Rogers, you know, October 12th, 9:30 to 5:30 p.m. It seems like a whole day event, but you know, it flies by like that, you know, when you get to listen to someone who really knows what they're doing. I mean, the way that I view it, you know, if you want to learn something, you want to learn from the best. So if you wanted to learn basketball, would you rather learn from Shaq or me? No. I appreciate you saying me, but later I'll get the ruler out and I'll explain why that's not the logical choice. But yeah, definitely come out to that event. It'll really help you to run this business and really get yourself up and started. I would like to mention this is a 2 to 3 year plan. So it's not 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 seconds, although we wish, right? But 2 to 3 year plan, you know, it's 2 to 3 years. That may seem like a lot, but when you're 60, that's 1/20th of your life, right? And when you look back, that's just 1/20th. You can spend the rest of your 19/20ths of your life enjoying what you put in place. So that's what I would want to do. So that's my segment for... of bringing up. She's someone very dear to our team. She's a cornerstone. She gets everything done. If you want someone to get something done and done right, you call this girl. So I want to bring up Jen Lesueur.
applause to Ashley, Donna, and Tom. Right? Didn't they do incredible? I'm really excited because this is one of my favorite parts of the business to actually show is really how we're able to get compensated, right? And just so I'm not a stranger up here, to give you a little bit of background about myself, my name is Jen. I actually have a background in risk and underwriting advising, work down in Center City. And really for me, the reason I decided to start this business was, growing up throughout my entire life, my parents provided an incredible lifestyle for me, right? They did everything to provide, whatever I wanted, but they worked extremely, extremely hard. My dad would get up at 2:30 in the morning and not come home until 10 o'clock at night. And it was just crazy because I saw what, financial hardships could do to a family. When 9/11 actually happened, my dad's pension was sold off to the government because the company he was working for declared bankruptcy. And it went from $80,000 a year to $600 a month. Crazy, right? Imagine that overnight. And so what he said to me, Jen, he was always like, Jen, whatever you do in life, I need you to become successful. You have to be my retirement plan. And he said that to me since the age of 12. And so I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So I did the right things, I went to school, got good grades, went to St. Joe's University and studied finance there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna study finance so I can go back to New York and I can actually, work on Wall Street, work up that corporate ladder and make 6 figures. But I found myself, in over 6 figures of student loan debt. And I realized with that much debt on me, I could barely take care of myself, let alone help retire my parents. Right? So I'm actually very, very grateful for my good friend Brian Hodo for actually introducing me to this business because he's really allowed me to have a path and an avenue and an asset available for me to not only take care of myself, but the people I love the most. So let's give him a round of applause. Financial background, this is why I love this part because we're going to show you how the money works. All right, so if you guys are ready, say you're ready. Ready. Awesome. So I'm just going to basically break down what Donna just did in picture form, essentially, okay? So basically, this is going to be your shop.com, right? And you're going to apply with $129.95, right? And you're going to get those partnerships with Google and Microsoft, those 3,000 exclusive products like the motives, the isotonics, things that people were already talking about today. 4,000 partner stores that we're already shopping, buying, and consuming at, right? And we actually now have access to that 2 to 50% cashback and cashback program for our customers. You get all this for that application fee of $129.95. Pretty crazy, right? Imagine you having to go to Google and Microsoft. You couldn't even get a flight out to California for that much money, right? Imagine trying to get the best quality products in multi-billion-dollar industries and you as a business owner have access to that, as well as telling stores that are already very, very successful and already have customers coming in every single week, every single month saying, hey, my customers are never going to pay full retail price again because of that cashback program. Right? And you get all that when you first apply, and just like any business, we have to create some sort of volume, right? In our business, we create BV and IBV, right? So BV is business volume, it's associated with our exclusive products, and IBV is internet business volume with our partner stores, right? And just like Business 101, it kind of makes sense. You have to do that personal use, okay? You have to be a product of your own product. If you own the McDonald's, you're not going to eat at Burger King, right? So now that you have access to these 3,000 exclusive products and these 4,000 partner stores, you're going to be, buying and consuming them, and in return, you're able to generate that BV and the IBV. And as you start personally using, you're going to see, start gaining experiences, your own testimonials, and really being able to help your customers. And what happens with that is you get to actually share that, which will help to lead to retail, right? Because all you're doing is retelling your experience, and now customers, they come to your business, they're buying these exclusive products, they're shopping at these partner stores. In return, you're also generating that BV and IBV. But on top of that, with our exclusive products, what's awesome is we're able to get a 30 to 100% retail profit, right? And what I mean by that is since we own the rights to these products, we get them at manufacturing cost, we mark it up, that margin between straight cash flows into your pocket, right? And what's great with our business, guys, is that, we don't have to have hundreds or thousands of customers. We're just looking for 10 to 15 preferred customers coming in on a monthly basis. And the reason we only need that is because we have consumable items, right? So every single month, when protein runs out, when makeup runs out, when your isotonics run out, these customers are gonna come back to you and they're just reordering that, right? And it's great because we're not limited to any time or location restrictions because we're e-commerce. So we're open 24/7. We can have customers all over the US, right? All over the world, in the UK, whatever you want, right? You can have people shopping and buying while you're sleeping. Who wouldn't want to have that, right? That's amazing. And also too, lastly, is you're able to create BV and IBV through partners, right? Really looking to identify other people in your life that, you know, want something more than just going back and forth to that 45-year plan, okay? So now that you have your business, you're creating volume, all you're doing is now legitimizing your business with 200 business volume, okay? Basically, this is just, you know, some samples to have on hand, some products, and essentially your grand opening, right? So now that you can have your BV and IBV banks actually open up. So every single time you personally use, BV and IBV go in these banks. Every single time you share in retail, the BV and IBV will go in these banks, and you duplicate this process now with two good people that you want to work with. Okay, so your A and your B. So essentially A and B, right? Again, they want something more out of life, and then you go into this, you know, most important stuff, which is to learn, teach, manage, and support. First, you want to learn every little aspect of this business, right? Has anyone here, you know, run a shop.com before actually owning their business? No, right? So we need to learn it, and then we teach it. We teach it to our A and our B, right? And then your business is growing, and it can be growing all over the U.S., right? Again, all over the world. And the reason you care is because now you're going to be able to get paid off of this BV and IBV. Pretty incredible, right? Does that make sense so far? Okay, awesome. So basically the way this works is, let's say, you know, who's a first-time person in the room? Guess. Raise your hand. Oh, what's your name? Ruth? Oh, thank you. Easy. Ruth. Okay, Ruth. All right, guys, let's say this is shop.com/Ruth, right? So let's say Ruth, she actually expands her business to Andrew in New Jersey, who expands to Mauricio in Mexico, who expands to Brett in Hawaii, right? He loves surfing, so he's out in Hawaii. And let's say that Brett, he actually is able to generate 120 business volume, right? The reason why Ruth cares that Brett, all in Hawaii, have you ever met Brett before? No, right? Well, he's right back there. You'll meet him later. The reason why you care that he generated this volume is because that volume is going to travel 100% up to infinity. Amazing. And what I mean by that is that Brett gets to keep it, Mauricio gets an exact duplicate, Andrea gets an exact duplicate, and now you, Ruth, you're getting an exact duplicate of this 120 business volume right in your bag. And the same thing actually happens on the B side, right? Let's say you expand to Boki, who expands to Mary, who expands to Richard in Delaware, and he generates 200 business volume. Again, the reason you care about that is because that volume is going to be an exact duplicate copy all the way up. So, you know, everyone's going to get a copy, and you as well is going to get a copy of that 200 business volume, right? This 100% to infinity, when I saw this, I was like, wow, right? Essentially what that means is it doesn't matter if you're one business away, 2, or 1,000 businesses away. It doesn't matter if one BV, 2, or 1,000 BVs being created, you're always going to get 100% to infinity of any volume being generated within your business. To infinity forever, right? So you may not know what's going to happen today, but you definitely don't know what's going to happen in 10 years, right? And so you're like, okay, I have this volume now, you know, 320, that's pretty cool. But we all know if we try to go to the bank, right, and cash that in, they're going to think we're crazy, right? So the reason you care about this volume is because we actually will be getting paid on a weekly basis, right? Meaning every single Friday, the company, they do search to infinity, right? And they say, okay, maybe 500 you generate on your A side, you know, 50 on your B side, you know, another 100 on your B side. And when it adds up all the way to 1,200 on your left and 1,200 on your right, you're going to get your first $300 check, right? Right, $300, I know for myself, that can definitely help pay off a student loan faster. Wouldn't you guys agree? Can help pay bills a lot quicker. But we also know it's not always a perfect world. So maybe you're only at 1,200 and 1,100. Do you guys still think Ruth can get her $300 check? Yeah. I know. I wish. She had the biggest smile on her face when I said this is her shop.com, right? She seems like a really nice lady. I wish I could give it to her, right? But, I know. But it's finite actual math. This is what's kept this business so sustainable for over 27 years of consecutive growth, over and over and over. And so it has to always be, 1,200 and 1,200, but it's okay. Because this volume actually will stay in your banks for 365 days. A whole year on a rolling basis, volume is staying in your banks waiting for you to get paid. Incredible. So there is no weekly or monthly quota, right? Not like traditional sales. The company is making sure that the volume stays there so that you get paid. The only way I've never seen someone get paid is that they give up on themselves, right? In their dreams. And so maybe it's not this week, but then next week, right? Someone down here generates 100 in business volume. Again, that volume, it stays in their bank, but it's going to travel up in exact duplicates. Now you hit 12 and 12. Now you are able to get that $300 check. Pretty incredible. And what's amazing is IBV actually works the exact same way. Because BV and IBV, they're two separate banks, but they work simultaneously together, right? So if someone generates, 50 IBV down there, right? That's going to travel up in exact duplicate copy, and now you're also going to have 50 IBV in your bank. But who's here for more than a $300 check? I know I definitely was, right? So the next threshold that you actually have to hit is 2,400 and 2,400 to get another $300 check. Mind you, this is just another 12 on top of the 12 that was already created. So it's not like it goes to 0 and then you have to hit 24. No, just another 12 on top of 12 to get that 2,400, right? To get a $300 check. Again, next threshold is actually 36 and 3,600. That's another 12 on top of the 24. That's a $300 check. And the last threshold is a little bit more effort. It's actually 1,400 BV. Before the extra effort, the company doubled your check, giving you $600. Incredible. Yeah. For a little more effort. And when you do this all in 1 week, guys, that's actually $1,500 coming in on a weekly basis. That's more than some people even make on a bi-weekly basis, right? So that's very powerful. And what's great too, as I said before, BV and IBV, same type of banks. They work simultaneously together, but they're separate. Meaning that when you have 1,200 and 1,200 in IBV, you get a separate $300 check. 24 and 24, $300 check. 36 and 36, $300 check. And last threshold, 5,000, 5,000. Again, the company, for a little extra effort, doubles your check for $600. Do this all in 1 week, a separate $1,500 check for the week. Right? Amazing. Now that's actually $3,000 for the week. You can clap for that. That's great. Six-figure asset for yourself, right? But there's more money to be made. You guys remember people were talking about 3,600. And what I mean by that is I love this part about this business, right? Because really when you take the focus off yourself and you help other people become successful, the company incentivizes you. Meaning, when you help someone on your A side, right, hit 5,000 and 5,000, and in that exact same week, right, you help someone on your B side also hit 5,000, 5,000. So they've hit their $1,500 check. What does that mean, guys? You also have done that too. But since you've helped them get paid, the company, they actually give you a $600 management bonus for that $3,600 per week. Incredible. Kayla, now your job, if you help someone, do they give you a $600 bonus? No, right? I know for me.
A piece of paper.
Oh, a piece of paper.
It's shaped like a puzzle.
And it's shaped like a puzzle, right? Because you're a piece of the puzzle to the company, right? Is that what? Okay. Right, but I know the same thing for me, right? I could get, have to help interns, help coach, and do all the stuff that's not really like part of my job, and I don't get a $600 check. So it's just incredible, guys. So now $3,600 per week. Let's clap for that. That's amazing. But then I was like, all right, how's this possible, right? This seems a little too good to be true. We're having like all these amazing exclusive products. We're partnered up with different stores. We're telling them they're never paying retail price again, right? We're getting 100% to infinity. There's no dilution of volume. We're getting paid on a weekly basis with no type of quota. How is that possible? Like, how's a sustainable business model? And the reason, again, the company has been so sustainable is because every business is capped to make fair. And what I mean by that is when you hit 5,000 and 5,000, your bank's going to go to 0. And Ruth, you might be like, what? They go to 0? Like, I worked really hard for that. But you have to think, your business is not just limited to the Philadelphia area. It's not just limited to the New Jersey area or the Delaware area. It's not just even limited to the US. It can be growing all over the world. So you're gonna have so much more volume coming up. You might have 20,000 business volume and 20,000 business volume coming up every single week, right? In traditional business, if you sell, 20,000 pizza pies, you get paid off of every single sale. But in our business, all you need is 5,000 to get paid. That's it. So they take that out, they pay you, leaving 15,000 business volume. But instead of paying you 3 times the amount more, what actually happens is this volume goes to zero, but the money associated with the extra volume goes back down to help pay everybody else in between, right? Incredible. It's amazing, right? It really creates like a really fair and equal playing field for everybody to be able to get paid. Because it's fair to say you didn't generate all 20,000 yourself, right? Everyone helps you become successful. But I know for me, right, I'm originally from Long Island, I'm not gonna lie, right? I have expensive taste, I got a lot of student loan debt. I need a little more than $3,600 a week, right? Who here would wanna make some more money? All right, I got some double hands going on, that's good. You definitely can. I know I said you're capped, right? You're capped to make fair from one business, but you're not capped at how many businesses you can own. And what I mean by that is just like, again, traditional business. If you max out how many customers you can serve, you wanna make more money, what do? Open up another business, right? Same thing here. The only thing is that you can't open up to the left and you can't open up to the right of you. You have to open up your second business within your existing business. Because if there's 10,000 business volume being created all the way up here and it goes up 100% to infinity, who does that help? Nobody, right? Nobody has helped you become successful. But when you take that same second business and you put it right there at the bottom, right within your existing business, and that 10,000 business volumes created, who does that help? You and everyone else in between, and secures your first business. Incredible, right? Amazing. Guys, with 2 businesses, that's anywhere from $18,000 to $25,000. Ready? $18,000 to $25,000 every 4 weeks. Amazing, right? Again, want to make more money? Absolutely can, right? You can open up a third business, but it just has to be within your existing business. And now you're making anywhere from $25,000 to $36,000 every 4 weeks. So you can have as many as your heart desires. You can have 999 BDCs. I'm good with like 5. No, I'm kidding, right? I mean, hey, right? Sky's the limit. You can have as much as your heart desires, and you can have as great of an impact as you ever wanted to create, right? And what's cool too is this is, the business and how it works, but we're actually able to, help more people. And what I mean by that is, let's say Ruth has a friend, Caitlin, right? And Caitlin's like, you know what, I want to see you become successful first. I don't think it's the right time for me. And she's like, all right, cool. And so then you made it successful. And she's like, hey, I want to start my own business. Well, the only place that Caitlin can go is actually in the next available spot, which is right here at the bottom. And she might be like, what? I'm at the bottom. I want to be at the top with you, girl, making all this money. But you have to think, right? If all these people are getting 100% to infinity with anything that Caitlin does, do you think they're going to allow her to make the same mistakes? Absolutely not. So that learning curve is completely shortened. And now she can gain success faster and faster than people that started before her. Incredible, right? And when Andrea has someone, they go at the bottom. When, Mary has someone, they go at the bottom. When Brett has someone, they go at the bottom. And now Caitlin has 3 new business partners she's never met a day in her life. She gets 100% to infinity of. Do you think she's happy? Absolutely, right? And last but not least, guys, not only does volume travel 100% up to infinity, but we're able to help people get paid faster. And what I mean by that is, let's say Andrea's just at 4,800 or 5,000. She's like, this is cool, I'll wait until next week, I know my volume will stay there to be able to get paid, right? What, Ruth could do, or, whoever this is could do, they could actually they could create 200 business volume themselves, and they can actually place that volume all the way down to the last person that they personally introduced into this business is banks. And what does volume do, guys? Travels all the way up, hits Andrea's bank, she hits 5,000, she gets a ding on her phone, she's happy, right? And it goes right back up to you like you never even left, right? So yeah, guys, this is honestly the business. That's really it. I know there's a lot of squigglies and boxes and a lot of things going on. And then I have to kind of get into my least favorite part, right? And the reason why it's my least favorite part is because I think it's too easy for the type of requirements that we have on a monthly basis, right? And the reason I say that is because I feel like it doesn't really force people sometimes out of bed to really, build this six-figure residual asset, because all you have to do is create 50 BV, 10 IBV, and the UFMS. That's it. What that equals in dollar signs is $75 for the 50 BV, $15 for the 10 IBV, and $20 for that UFMS. Actually running your business for only $110 a month. That is it. That's it. And it gets even better because $90 of that is in products and services from that BV and IBV, things that you're already consuming in your household on a monthly basis, and God forbid you sell something, right? And now you're running this business and being able to create that type of generational wealth for only $20. It is amazing. The most you ever have to, have to be able to have a requirement is $280 a month, right? That's even when you're making, $36,000 every 4 weeks. I'll definitely have a requirement of, $300, right? But again, 260 guys in products and services. And it just really goes to show, the power behind our business and what we are really being able to create. I know for myself, I was actually really I evaluated this business for a very long time. I took my time evaluating it because I came from a little bit of a skeptical background, being in finance. I already thought I knew how to create money, how to create wealth, but all I really knew how to do is be leveraged really well, right? Because what these companies are doing is they're leveraging you every single day. But why not figure out for yourself, how you can put an asset in place so that you can actually leverage what you're already doing by creating a shopping annuity for what's already being bought and sold within your household, right? And being able to work with people power and really leverage each other as a team and all of our strengths to be able to create, wealth that's not only for yourself, but things that you can pass down to people that you love. Because I know for me, no matter how successful I got on Wall Street or whatever I did, I've seen the success. I grew up in a town where a lot of people took that type of route, whether it's like doctors, engineers, accountants, working on Wall Street. But you see them be so tired day in and day out because all they're doing is trading their time for money. Day in and day out. Day in and day out. And I just realized I could not put myself in that same position. Because with that type of student loan debt, with whatever, I have going on personally, and financially, life is unpredictable. God forbid anything happened to me, I would never want that burden on the people I love the most. And that's what I really saw with this business. I saw it not only for it to be able to impact myself, but actually be able to impact so many people around me. When we actually started this team here in Philadelphia, there's about 5 people in this room. 5 people. Now you look around, there's over 100 people. We've been able to impact and help thousands of people's lives. We're looking to do the same for tens of thousands of people, for the years to come. Because we aren't stopping. We're just getting started. There's so much incredible stuff going on right now. We're not just here in the U.S. We are now having people plug in from all over the world, in the Philippines, the Caribbean, the UK, Spain, all over the place to actually see what we're doing and creating because they want to be a part of it. The question is, do you want to be a part of it? Because as I said, that 100% to infinity is going to keep going. We're either going to build it with you or without you. Right? And I wanted you to be able to come with us because this is what's so important, is being able to get educated and really allow yourself to understand what it takes to build this asset, and really make it a true 2 to 3 year plan. Because it is possible. We've seen it happen. We've been able to see a lot of people be able to retire from their jobs, in their 20s, being able to really financially support their family when they needed them the most. And it's just really incredible. So guys, everyone talked about this ticket to Gary Rogers. This is a no-brainer. You absolutely have to be there. And I would just say for yourself, if you really see it, grab this ticket, but also get your business up and running. Don't delay it. That's all I have to say is don't delay it. Because you never know who's going to be coming into that path that you're going to be able to help, be able to have that big impact on their family. So I hope to see you guys all there.
Okay, so that's the business, but it's really on that board, some letters, some numbers, some squares, some arrows, and you can really just make it kind of disappear. Okay, but we're going to show you some proof in the pudding. I'm going to make a guarantee to any guest here with a quick story before it. A child learning to swim in a pool eventually gets on a diving board. And before he jumps into that water, he's about 90% sure that he can swim to the edge. He jumps off that board, goes under, maybe a little bit of panic, works his way up, or her way up, and swims to the edge safely. They had to make that leap of faith to believe 100%. Take your leap of faith with us, and I guarantee you, at the end of your first year, you can run any business in the world with what you're going to learn working with Market America. Okay? So, yeah. All right. So, if any of our partners, if you made any kind of money on retail profit, if you would just put your hand up. Here, guys, take a look around. That's a lot of retail profit out there. When we get to that first $300 check, that $1,200, we get that first $300 check, we call that person, we get a little bit of a title, we call them coordinator. So anyone who's a coordinator, would just please stand up with where you're sitting. Once you get to that 5,000, that's now you're making $1,500 on a 4-week pay cycle over and over and over. That's an executive coordinator. So anyone who's executive coordinator, would you please just stand again? And then executive coordinators in the last 6 months, and everybody else, if you would, please come to the front of the room. So to my right and your left, we have our executive coordinators. If you would, just share your name and a quick tip, please.
How's everyone doing tonight? Great! My name's Dimitri. I work in insurance currently.
Hi, my name's Allison. I own a company of pizzerias.
Hey, my name's Andrea. I'm a registered nurse. Listen to these guys.
Hey, I'm still actually 3rd grade.
Next level is master coordinator. Those are people who took the focus off themselves and help other people's businesses grow. And I believe we have one now. Yes, you're correct.
Thanks, Tom, for letting me share. How's everyone doing? Great. Awesome. My name's Natalie. I have a background in banking from Delaware. A quick tip, I guess, would be just if you're kind of feeling like me, like working in banking, kind of doing that for the past 10 years, I felt very stuck in life. And if you're feeling like you're kind of stuck, you're just kind of like going with the flow, just kind of like letting life happen to you. Know that you, with this business, you're able to really take control of your life. And by doing that, you're able to, I guess first to be able to do that, you kind of have to know where you're at first and be honest with where you're at in life to be able to move forward. So just kind of know that, accept that if you're not happy or content with where you're at, that this business can help you get from point A to point B. But the first step would be to realize that. The next step would be to get, to Gary Rogers. Get to that event October 12th, $35 is a joke. And then honestly, like Jen said, don't wait. One thing I didn't do was I didn't know what exactly I was getting myself into, but I'm so fortunate that, Rich actually introduced me to this business, so thank you so much, Rich. instead of just kind of letting life happen to you, being a creature of circumstance, be a creator of circumstance, take control of your life. This business, this team can help you do that, but the first step is to come to Gary Rogers and also get your business up and running. So thank you.
Next, we have our senior master coordinators. Lisa, just share name and quick tip.
How's everybody feeling tonight? Great. Awesome, awesome. My name is Bruno. Background, I'm a Air Force veteran, operations manager. Started this business a year and a half ago. Absolutely best choice of my life. And if you want to make that difference in your life, grab that ticket. I'm very grateful for Mo for introducing me to this business. And listen to Lisa. She knows how to make money.
Hi guys, I'm Andrea. I'm a graphic designer. Thank you, Brett, for introducing me to this business. Quick tip is really come get educated. We all have different backgrounds, but the one thing we have in common is we came to Gary Rogers and we listened to Lisa.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm just Medicine. For quick tip, I think do something later than the thing. You can waste everything, but cannot waste your time. And also listen more.
What's up, guys? Mark, background's in financial planning. Also grateful for Brett for sharing this business with me. Quick tip, buy your ticket and listen to Lisa. Thanks.
Thank you, Tom, for letting me share. How's everyone doing?
Great!
Like everyone said, my name is Lisa. I have a background in finance. So the reason why I started my business, my parents own a traditional business, so they work over 70, 80 hours every single week. So growing up at a young age, I knew that time was the most valuable asset, right? Because I know that I could never get that time back. So, they've been working for about, 30 plus years now, working at the Chinese restaurant. But the thing is that, they'll have one day off the whole entire year. So just knowing that, how hard they work, sacrificing for me, my brother, and my sister, I know that, I had to do something for myself in order to be able to give it back to them. And I'm really, really grateful for William Malega. We went, back in college. He actually showed me this business a couple years ago, and I knew that, if it wasn't, going down the route my parents wanted me to go down, trading time for money, working at a desk all day, I knew that, that only can maybe provide for myself, but not for them. So I'm really fortunate that Will gave me this opportunity. So let's give him a round of applause. Like I said earlier, time is the most valuable asset. I mean, it's crazy that yesterday I was just driving down the highway, and there was a really, really big accident, really horrible accident that happened minutes before I actually approached it. And literally it was a school bus and a pickup truck, and half of the pickup truck was gone. And when I drove past by it, I saw the guy in his truck, and he actually passed away at the scene. And I saw everything. It was just crazy to know that life is short. Time is you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? And that's why a lot of people think that it's a risk to start this business. It's a risk to invest into yourself. But at the end of the day, what's the really risk? The real risk is, you're trading time for money, and you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow at your job. You don't know what's going to happen to your family tomorrow. Anything could happen. That's a risk in my eye, right? And that's why, it's so important that, you just come and just learn for yourself. Put a plan in yourself that if anything happens to you or your loved ones, you have something that you can just, not have to ask your manager, can I have off these couple of days, but just be there that moment when something happens. All right, and I know that's why this business, it gives you choice to do what you want to do in life. And that's why Gary Rogers, he's going to come on October 12th and just going to teach us exactly what it is to put something in place, because he actually put something in place before he actually needed it. His daughter's, one of his daughters got a really bad brain tumor, and you can't plan for that, right? You really can't plan for that. But the thing is that like he knew that like he didn't want to work what he did. He would own a couple gyms. He was trading a lot of time for money, traditional business. And he's like, you know what? Like I'm tired of what I'm doing. I need something different. And luckily he did, because he was there with his daughter every step of the way when she was in the hospital. Right? Ask yourself, what do you have in yourself right now that you can able to put in place that like, that could be a backup plan, or most simpler, it could be your plan A. If you don't have an answer, come with us to Gary Rogers. He's going to actually teach you, and also most important, get your business up and running. And because at the end of the day, you're spending the most beautiful time with this amazing team. So I'll see you guys there.
Our next level is professional coordinator, $4,500 residually on a 4-week pay cycle. Share your name, a quick tip, please, and Caitlin would like to enhance.
Hey guys, my name is Rich. I have a background in medicine. I was working in healthcare before this, but now full-time entrepreneur, right? So gotta give my brother. I didn't get that when I woke up, went down to the breakfast table this morning, right? But no, guys, in all seriousness, this is an incredible business. Gives you time freedom back. I gave my brother Kev a shout out for showing this to me. And quick tip: get your ticket. You're gonna learn really how to unlock your potential and listen to Kate.
How's everybody doing? Great. Mauricio Mercado, Mexican background. What else? Mexican full-time. Full-time dad. But thanks to Vicente Serrano for introducing me to this business. And really, that's what makes the difference. Somebody inviting you and somebody care about you enough to give you an opportunity to evaluate this business. I mean, there's nothing like it. And Caitlin's going to tell you all about it and what steps to take. Just grab the ticket, and I'll see you guys at the top.
How's everybody doing tonight? Great! Packed house. My name is Sean. I actually started this business as a college student, originally from New Jersey, live in Philadelphia now. I have a background in software, and I remember my first time being a guest. After the meeting ended, I asked the guy, I said, where do I buy a ticket? I hope you're that type of guest. I hope you're hungry to buy a ticket. I hope you got to ask the person around you. Or maybe you already asked them during the presentation, hey, what's the deal with that ticket thing? Where do I get one of those tickets, right? That's a sign you're hungry for success in all seriousness. And listen to Kate the Great.
Thank you for letting me share. Thank you guys for making this really exciting. I promise I'm not that special. My background's in vet medicine, so I did not have a business background. All I knew was biology. Richard said he became a full-time entrepreneur. I went from working in the manure to an entrepreneur, okay? Really nothing. I just had a lot of student loan debt. I came out of the University of Delaware for my undergraduate. I went straight to the University of Pennsylvania for my doctorate, but realized, right at the tail end with those student loans, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm really grateful to Dryden Hodo for introducing this to me. He's not here tonight. He's actually traveling to visit his dad down in Myrtle Beach. This business affords you an incredible lifestyle if you want to support your family. But the one thing he taught me was just how to be persistent about this. I think if you're looking at this and you're evaluating, obviously there's money to be made, right? And I heard this today, money to be made is kind of like a piñata, right? There's candy in there, but you got to whack at it to get it. And a lot of times when you see little kids pittering around, party in the piñata, they get distracted, right? They turn around, they hit the piñata, they walk away, right? If you really want the income, you have to kind of bash away at it over time, because that candy's going to start to fall. All right, it's going to fall. It's inevitable. It's in there. It's going to fall. It's just whether or not you're going to be there to pick it up. I find that it's exactly the same thing with this business. You just have to build it, and the system's incredible. You just do what the system says. and you do it over and over and over again, and eventually that candy falls. I never thought I'd be standing here making residual income, but I went to an event like this, and I saw people that were just like me, with my background, and my, just skills, which really weren't that many, but I learned it over time. If that's you, get that ticket, get your business up and running, because you're with incredible people that just enrich your life. So come with us.
Supervising coordinators, $7,500 every 4 weeks on a residual basis. These are the two people you want to listen to. You want to introduce yourselves. Brett, you wouldn't like us a little bit more? No, or you can take
Thank you, Tom, for coming. How's everyone doing? Great. Awesome. I'll keep it short, right? We want to hear from Kevin, right? Thank you, Tom, for the opportunity. But real quick, I started a business at 19 years old. I was over at St. Joe's with, Sean, Jen, and a few of these guys. And Drayton was like, we have a potential opportunity here. Did I believe him? Absolutely not, right? I was 19 years old, but at the same degree, I was kind of looking for something because I knew that at my current pace, where I was going, I needed to make a change. I don't know if anybody else felt like that or felt like there was something more in their life, but I felt like the progression I made wasn't enough. So I'm very thankful that Drayton put this in my lap. Let's give him a round of applause. I'll be truthful. I didn't really believe in the business in the beginning or myself, but I did believe in him. And I said, you know what? I've known this guy for several years before the business. I'll trust you. I'll give you a year, like Tom was saying, and after a year, we'll see what happens. I didn't do anything for the first year and a half until I graduated, but then it only took 36 months to match my income that I was making in corporate, and ever since, it's never gone below that. So, like Rich is saying, it's like being able to be full-time is great, but more importantly, helping other people do the same things even better. And the only way I know how to do that, and we know how to do that, is getting people to see the same event that we saw, so then you can believe in yourself, believe in the system, and then eventually believe in the team so we can help do it together. Right? Get your business started, invest in yourself, and my biggest tip of all is really listen to Kevin.
From Delaware, now living in Pennsylvania, and I have a background in mechanical engineering. I've been running this business for almost 7 years. Actually, come next month, it'll be 7 years. And I started this business right out of college in 2012, and I had a bright, shiny mechanical engineering degree, ready to, be bright eyed and bushy-tailed and conquer the world. And I had a wake-up call when I started working full-time at the Boeing company right across the street. That I wasn't going to be passionate about trading time for money for the rest of my life. Although I was lucky to have a job in my field, I just knew that if this is what I was going to be doing in a cubicle for the next 40, 50 years of my life, there has to be more than this. And I'm tremendously grateful to Caitlin Gormley that she gave me this opportunity at the right time when I was at that, I guess, wrestling with this idea. Am I really going to be just going back and forth, working paycheck to paycheck, and that's, so many of us hear it so often, right? That's life. This is what everyone does. But, she took a chance on me and gave me this opportunity where now, you can reject that idea that that's just life, and that's just it, but more so you have opportunity to, create your own lifestyle and figure out what you want and use this business as a vehicle from where you are to where you want to be. And it's so possible. I'm not going to lie to you that it's not easy. It takes work, but it's completely worth it, because when you can wake up in the morning and know that no one has the authority to master over you or hang a paycheck over your head and leverage you, you're a free man, you're a free woman. And you can't put any dollar amount on that. And really, there is a decision you have to make. It's not whether you're going to start the business, because really starting the business is easy, okay? But the real decision you have to make is, are you going to be open-minded? Are you going to humble yourself? Are you going to admit that you need a better way? Because the facts are the facts. The 45-year plan doesn't work. In fact, as a matter of funny, I was having a mini argument, like not a spirited debate, we'll say, right? With my mother, of just really how the 45-year plan worked for our grandparents, maybe some of our parents, depending how old they are. It worked for the previous generations, but it doesn't work today, right? And we have a better way. But all you have to do is just open up your mind, maybe open up your heart a little bit, and come see it for yourself, right? Because you don't know what you don't know, and that's why you need to come to Gary Rogers on October 12th. It's right in the local area, and his story, I'll tell you what, even if you don't start this business, you just hear his story, it's going to inspire you to do something more than what you're currently doing. And, I remember, it's funny hearing Sean say that. He was that guy that said, where can I buy this ticket? Because there was a similar event, my first time coming to this event back in August of 2012. And I can't say that I was forced to buy the ticket. Let's say I was strongly encouraged, right? Some strong language, right? But honestly, I just so happened to have the $25 or $35 cash in my pocket that night. I think I was probably planning on going to Wawa after, But let's just say I didn't go to Wawa that night. I got the ticket, and thank God I did, because I'm standing here today, with so many great people, and you can have the same thing, but you have to go after it, and you gotta want it, and this team is gonna help you. So get your ticket there at Gary Rogers, and let's change lives, and I'll see you at the top.